Pinnacle Fighting Championships is brought to you by Thick as Thieves Fight Company.
We're ending professional action here at Pittsburgh Challenge Series number 4. And joining me in commentary booth is Mark Cherico, who actually will be in action at Pittsburgh Challenge Series 5 on November 27th. And I know you have a special interest in this fight because you've actually fought Mike Putnam, who comes out in the orange trunks in the blue corner.
Yeah, I'm a big Mike Putnam fan. I kind of owe him my awesome shorts. He's the one that told me to check out women's volleyball shorts, and I've been sold ever since. So I'm definitely rooting hard for Mike Putnam here tonight.
And quick start to the action here as Putnam, the aggressor against the cage, looking for the takedown here against the cage. Hilliard pushes him off, and they're back in the center.
I'd like to see Putnam open up with some boxing. I know he's been working with Oz from Penn State boxing team, so it'll be interesting to see how his hands have developed since his last fight.
Very comfortable on his feet. You can see he's got that bit of a swagger to his step with those sherbet trunks as well. He's looking very comfortable, very cozy, finding his range early on.
And you know Putnam obviously is a guy who's always going to have the wrestling background, coming out of Team Titan, training with guys like that, and he's fighting another guy who has a pretty extensive wrestling background from the state of Ohio, and Josh Hilliard.
Yeah, so usually you get two wrestlers. I think we're going to see a striking battle here. I'm favoring Putnam, like I said. So far, I look like I'm right. He's countering well, landing good shots to the body and coming back to the head, and beautiful leg kicks.
He's doing a fantastic job of mixing up his targets on his strikes. He's going up high, then down low, hitting the body with a punch, hitting the head with a punch, then a kick to the leg. He's just mixing up super. Very impressive so far by Mark Putnam. Both
of these guys with extensive amateur careers. Josh Hilliard had 12 amateur fights, 8-4, and then Mike Putnam went 4-4-1 as an amateur. Big flurry there from Josh Hilliard as Putnam looks for the takedown here against the cage, and Josh Hilliard stuffing it.
Defense there by Hilliard. I mean, I don't know how he got anywhere near but on the ground. He should have, by rights, been on his butt already, but very, very determined takedown defense. Good job.
And the clinch against the cage here as Mike Putnam, once again the aggressor, looking for the takedown. And you know, as a guy, you know, who looks for submissions a lot in fights like Josh Hilliard does, Mark, you know, sometimes you want the fight, you're happy with the fight to go to the ground, but you know, you want to work your striking a little bit more.
Yeah, I think he's going to want to come out and open up a little more. He's a little taller, so maybe he should be working his striking a little bit more, a little more kicks. I'd like to see him go up high a little bit, maybe fake low, go high. He's not really opening up with much now, maybe because of the counters from Putnam. He should be punching right now, too much freezing. And he's got to set those kicks up with punches. Putnam's going to get this takedown. Nice, in the side control.
And once again, these guys are professionals, both making their professional debut here, meaning that head kicks are allowed, elbows are allowed, and the rounds are 5-minute rounds as opposed to 3-minute rounds. What's the difference, Kyle, in going from 3-minute rounds as opposed to 5-minute rounds?
Well, obviously, it's the end of the training. I think you have a 3-minute sprint to the end of your amateur career. You get so used to the round duration that you can just really up your pace from bell to bell. All of a sudden, you add 2 extra minutes on, and you take half a minute off of your rest time. It's a world of difference. I mean, you have to come correct. You have to have cardio in your camp, lifting, the whole shebang. And, I mean, this man to my right here exudes that every fight he comes out. So, great example of what a pro fighter should be here, Mark Cherico.
And Putnam getting out of the guillotine attempt on the ground here as they return back to their feet. Once again, two wrestlers, once again in a striking battle, Mark.
And also, to go on what Kyle said about cardio, I noticed when Putnam got up, he took a deep breath and almost looked up like he was looking for a clock. So it'll be interesting. I mean, he hasn't fought in over a year, so that cage rust and now going in from 3-minute rounds to 5-minute rounds could definitely have an effect on him.
And actually, Mike Putnam went 0-3-1 to end out his amateur career with one of those losses coming to you, or coming against you. How tough is it to make a pro debut on a 4-fight winless streak?
That's definitely rough. You would think you want to have a lot of confidence going into your pro career, and coming in off 3 straight losses, or 2 straight losses, I believe, and 1 draw. It's definitely got to weigh heavy on your mind, and you got to be feeling that pressure to win. And now you're adding 2 more minutes to a round. It's definitely rough.
On the other side of that coin, coming from a guy who lost his last 2 amateur fights, going into pro, that's motivating. Oh, Putnam just caught a kick to the face, but take Hilliard down instead. But as I was saying, it's motivation to prove it to yourself and your fans, you're legit. And I have to wonder, though, Putnam looks like a smaller guy in the fight, Mark Cherico. Is he stronger than he appears, or what's going on?
Honestly, I haven't really felt a 45er that felt very strong to me. Putnam, I can't say he felt any different than any other 45 I've ever fought. But he did bulk up. He looks a little bigger than he did when I fought him, and that was at 45. I know he's fighting at 55 now. He told me in the back that he had taken some time to just putting on some size, so maybe he's developed some more strength.
Pinnacle Fighting Championships is brought to you by Thick as Thieves Fight Company.
Mark, after your first pro fight, well, you never went a full 5-minute round until your most recent fight. But how hard is it to come back out after a 5-minute round and have to do it 2 more times?
I think if you're losing the fight, maybe it's a little harder to come back out. You're getting beat up. You look over, maybe your guy looks fresh, and that might weigh heavy on you. If you're winning the round, I'm excited to just get back out there and get back to work. That's how I look at it. That's how I looked at the Walker fight. I felt I was doing well. Walk back out there, just do it again.
Putnam looking to pick apart Josh Hilliard from the outside here, as he's really starting to put some combinations together. But a lot of these punches don't look like they have a lot of power behind them, more just like technical punches, just trying to score points and look pretty in the boxing round.
Well, I mean, as these guys are professionals, I don't feel as bad picking their games apart, because they can take it. And I feel like Putnam is more or less shoulder punching and kind of sticking his chin out a bit far, where Hilliard's nice and tight, keeping it tucked, and he's throwing counter strikes with great timing, but he's looping. And that's why they're not really connecting on Putnam. Putnam gets an extra split second just to get out of the way.
You're doing a great job tucking his chin and really starting to use that jab here more in the second round as he's keeping his distance from Putnam, who definitely wants to get the fight on the ground. It looks like Hilliard, if he has his choice, would keep the fight standing.
And you can see, though, now that just the chin tucking is starting to play its toll. Putnam's head's getting snapped back with some good jabs by Hilliard. And Hilliard seems to be very hesitant of the takedown prowess.
And the fighter's trading jabs there. Putnam doing a good job. Every time he throws a shot, stepping off, using his ankles, really looking for a counter strike.
Hilliard's really going to start going back to that jab. It was working early in this round, and now he seemed to kind of back off of it again. Just like Kyle said, he was snapping Putnam's head back. And now I think he ate a hard shot, and he's kind of backing off. He's got to get in there, pop that jab, get it working.
You want to see Josh Hilliard really start to use his combos more. Putnam's doing the better job of putting the combos together. Big spinning back fist there that missed it. And Mike Putnam makes him pay, eating the knee against the fence.
Nice elbow. Hilliard gets inside with some odd angled elbows thrown, and I think one of them might have just surprised. He's almost at Jericho there. Might have almost surprised Putnam. It's the shorts. Gun to your head. Who's got better shorts, Mark Jericho or Putnam?
Well, I would have to say Mike Putnam, just because he was the one that turned. Oh, and a big knockout. This fight might be over here. Big knockdown from Josh Hilliard, and he is laying it on Mike Putnam here, who actually gets back to his feet before Josh Hilliard drags him down. Josh Hilliard takes his back. Looks like he's looking for the Mark Jericho special.
Putnam's got to be careful when he's coming up. He's got to tuck that chin down and roll his shoulders up.
First, I've always wanted to hear Mark Jericho break down a rear naked choke attempt.
It's simple. Punch through on the jawline, shoulder shrug, and punch your biceps.
And Putnam now back on top after getting knocked down from a huge shot from Josh Hilliard. It looked like that fight was going to be finished, but Putnam now back on top in north-south position.
That granite jaw right there just came into play, and we are seeing some durability on display. Putnam right now on top, and what looks like an awkward north-south, really trying to find some kind of offense, but can't. Hilliard spins out and looking to maybe throw an up kick, and Putnam wants to get in on this action.
Putnam looking for a chance to maybe dive down over the top of the guard of Josh Hilliard and throw a big punch. Josh Hilliard doing Josh Hilliard stands up, and Putnam again with the body lock looking for the takedown against the cage.
Putnam might still be rocked a little bit. He does not look as composed as he was 30 seconds ago. He doesn't look as strong or as aggressive at all.
Foot stomp there from Josh Hilliard.
Even when he was on the dominant part of that north-south there, he wasn't looking very aggressive. Now we're seeing a little more life, though. Knees coming back.
Nice knee. Hilliard with wrist control. left side.
Putnam's got to be careful, though. He's keeping his head down in the clinch and that knee straight up.
Hilliard with the guillotine here, looking to finish this. This might be over.
Putnam looks safe. I mean, this looks very deep. It looks very bad. But Putnam is still hand fighting here, and the referee is not getting too close, so I have to think he's safe, no matter how bad it looks.
He just gave Chip side on his thumbs up. I think he's okay. He might have got his chin.
And Hilliard, Mike gassed out his arms here. What's the danger of gassing out your arms here in the second round against a guy like Mike Putnam?
The danger is no matter who you're against, you have another 5 minutes left to go, son.
And Putnam with a big right hand as he escapes from the guillotine back to his feet as we're nearing the end of the second round here. Putnam with another big shot coming in. What a back and forth great second round there between these two guys.
Pinnacle Fighting Championships is brought to you by Thick as Thieves Fight Company.
Round, you ready? Last round, you ready? Come on!
We're ending round number 3 here in our first professional bout at Pittsburgh Challenge Series number 4. And how do you guys score this fight so far between the first 2 rounds?
I got it 2018 Putnam right now.
Mark, how do you score the first 2 rounds?
2018 Putnam, but I wouldn't be surprised if we have a couple judges that gave that second round to Hilliard just based on the knockdown.
Oh, and a big right hand there from Mike Putnam, as he really has been the aggressor here in the striking, even though he was the one that got knocked down. Nice right hook, though, that misses there from Josh Hilliard.
I think we should call Hilliard blank man here. That mosaic face, he keeps getting cracked right in his chin and just blinks it off. It's unbelievable.
And Josh Hilliard, one of the top 10 rated fighters in the state of Ohio, really one of the most underrated guys, and now making his professional debut here in Pittsburgh against an ultra-tough Mike Putnam. Oh, another nice right hand from Mike Putnam here.
Putnam bring his hands back to his face, though, as opposed to his chest. It's going to end up getting him caught.
On the recoil earlier, and I think that's when he was getting countered in the first and second round, with Putnam slow to bring those back. No matter the level, he's just coming back with them too slow and getting caught.
Oh, another nice right hand from Mike Putnam there.
Right hand on the top of the jab.
Right hand from Josh Hilliard once again just seems a bit too late, and a nice combo there from Mike Putnam as he circles out, lands a couple shots, circles out, and really is finding his comfort zone here in the third round with his striking.
Now, I think we're also seeing dividends of that unfinished choke earlier, because the arms of Hilliard look very heavy now. Strikes are not nearly as crisp as they were last round.
Putnam, you see his great technical wrestling, getting the whizzer, not letting Hilliard finish that takedown. Hilliard now on the defensive, defending this position.
He's waiting for there's 3 points down to Hilliard right now. The moment that knee comes up, Putnam is looking to knee him in the face. He's just waiting on that knee of Hilliard. Oh.
Hilliard does a great job escaping out of there to avoid the knee of Mike Putnam. And Mike Putnam, really, his striking has been the story of this fight so far. And his improved striking really is, in the past, has been a guy who we've mostly thought of as a wrestler. Mark Cherico, your last fight, we saw a lot more striking than we ever have in your fight. How do you have to go in with a game plan of striking in order to strike?
No, I think, maybe some people, it depends on who you're looking at. I think Putnam probably went back to the drawing board after his last fight with Nick Brown and really worked on his hands. And I think you do gain a lot of confidence because of your wrestling and jiu-jitsu that if you need to get to the ground, that you're always going to be able to. So why not work out on the feet, try to beat this guy up, soften him up, and take him down if you need to.
Hilliard looking like he may know that he's behind in this fight as he's going for the Hail Mary shot, the big uppercut. You saw a spinning back fist there, a Superman punch. What does Mike Putnam have to do to avoid kind of a Hail Mary shot?
Exactly what Mark just alluded to is playing that wrestler game. I mean, as somebody who gets taken down in almost every single fight I'm in, it is very frustrating, just debilitating to go and throw your hardest punch, your hardest kick, and then you look up at the ceiling. It kills your confidence and your cardio.
Putnam with a good defensive wrestling here as he picks Hilliard up and gets a slam, ends up in side control here in the third round, about halfway through the third round here. Mike Putnam doing a great job of just, kind of stymieing everything that Josh Hilliard has to offer in this fight.
Indeed, not only stymieing, but controlling as well. He finds himself now in a dominant side control, throwing big knees to the exposed ribs of Josh Hilliard. Something we actually saw from Mr. Cherico over here in his last fight as well.
That's right. We wanted to thank Mark Cherico for joining us here during this fight as he starts preparation for his next fight November 27th at Pittsburgh Challenge Series number 5. And Mark, how great is it to headline a card in your hometown of Pittsburgh?
It's awesome, man. Just being here tonight, having a lot of people that I don't really even know come up to me and wish me luck. I ask them for pictures and autographs and kind of feel like a celebrity here. So it's really cool to get to fight at home as opposed to having to go all the way to Iowa. So I love fighting here, you know. The notoriety's also brought me some big sponsors. Paid for me to go out and train in New York and head to Gracie and Edge and possibly AKO. So I'm definitely excited about fighting.
Mike Putnam here, almost kind of cruising to what looks like is going to be a decision win. Really maybe at this point kind of has it in the bag. Against a tough guy like Josh Hilliard, maybe wants to just cruise home and get the decision win.
I think we can call it now the breaking point almost. The ref just stood him up, which I think is a good move. Despite Putnam's activity, there wasn't a whole lot of damage or a whole lot of looking to finish the fight per se, and that's why it was stood up. Oh my God, a big pump kick. Just we said he was cruising to a victory. A big fake front kick by Hilliard. Hits Putnam square in the face, and he still is coming for it.
Nice wrestling there at the end of the fight for Mike Putnam to end up and end the fight in an advantageous position, just to make sure that the judges know who won the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for both of these pinnacle professional warriors. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. For all 3 judges, score this bout 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision.